Hey everyone, how's it going? My name is Wally and you're watching Wally Cooks Everything, and tonight it's pork chop night, but it's not going to be just any old pork chop. I'm making a special pork chop. This is a recipe that is very similar to Din Tai Fung pork chop. If you've ever been to the restaurants there, I know they're famous for their xiu long baos. They're also pretty good for their pork chops. But the thing is that the pork chops are a little bit thin, and it's one of my biggest complaints. And I tell myself, you know what, why don't I just make it myself? So that's what I'm doing here. And also a bonus, I'm going to show you how to make Din Tai Fung's famous fried rice. So right now I have 4 pork sirloins here. My butcher, he kind of cut it weird. Some are thicker than others. This one's about an inch or so, and this one is about like half an inch or so. And one quick thing to mention, I already brined my pork sirloin. I think that it's very important that you should brine your pork for a more flavorful and more juicy, tender pork. Brining pork chop is very easy. So to start off the brine, all you need is a total of 3 cups of water. Okay, so 1 cup of water you boil, but you add 3 tablespoons of salt and you boil that. And then in a separate bowl, you have 2 cups of cold water. I dumped in some ice cubes inside just to bring down the temperature of the hot water when I add it in, because you have to add in the hot salted water to the cold water. And the saltiness of the water is going to help flavor your pork chops, okay? So once everything is inside the bowl, then you cover and keep it in the fridge for about 30 minutes. Which is what I did here, okay? So now I have my 4 pork chops here. I have to sort of just bash it and make it a little bit more flat to help tenderize it too. You can use a meat mallet, but I don't have any. So I have one of these things with my pesto from my mortar and pestle, and it works just fine. If you have a baseball bat, use a baseball bat, and you just want to bash it until it's double the size. Okay, so as you can see here, my pork sirloins have been pounded, and what I have to do now is cut the fat side here so that when these fry up in the oil, it's not going to curl up. This is just strictly for presentation. All right, now that this is done, it's time to season the pork. So to my pork sirloin, I'm going to add 3 tablespoons of soy sauce. 1, 2, 3. And here's 2 teaspoons of sugar. And what I have here is Chinese 5 spices powder. So Chinese 5 spice, not a lot of people know what's in this, but it's basically cinnamon, cloves, star anise, Chinese peppercorns, and there's one other, but I forget.
Look up idiot in the dictionary. You know what you'll find?
A picture of me?
No, the definition of the word idiot, which you...
But just try it, it's good. So I'm gonna need 2 teaspoons of Chinese 5 spice powder and 2 tablespoons of Chinese rice wine. So Chinese rice wine is pretty strong stuff, so be careful how you use this. And I also need 1.5 tablespoons of baking soda. And then just 3 strong dashes of white ground pepper, plus 3 tablespoons of corn flour. To the folks watching in the USA, corn flour is cornstarch. What corn flour does is when you're frying proteins, it helps seal in the juices. And finally, 3 tablespoons of water just to bring everything together. And then you just go in and mix. And make sure all your pork chop gets coated with the Chinese 5 spice. Okay, so now that my pork sirloin has been seasoned, I'm going to put this into the refrigerator for about 30 minutes. Be right back. Ouch. Okay, so it's almost time for me to take out the pork sirloin. So I'm gonna take a few minutes to talk about the fried rice. So fried rice at Din Tai Fung is very simple. Over here, I have 4 cups of cooked rice, 2 large fresh eggs, and 2 stems of rough chopped green scallions. And to this egg, I'm just going to add just a little bit of salt, just a touch, and a quick scramble. Okay, so that's done for now. So right now I'm going to fry my pork chops. Okay, so to fry my pork, I have a skillet here, and it has about 2.5 to 3 inches of vegetable oil. And I'm going to show you a pretty cool trick to know when your oil is hot enough to fry using a wooden spatula. Alright, so here's how you know your oil is ready to fry. So you put your wooden spatula or chopstick, and if you see it start fizzing like a soda pop, you know that your oil is ready to fry. Okay, so let's go. So I'm going to gently put in my first pork chop. So right now, you're going to let your pork chop cook about 3 to 5 minutes. And I'm just going to turn my heat down a little bit. If you notice that your oil is getting too hot, you can always turn down your heat. That's what these dowels are for. But just turn it down a little bit. Okay, so all my pork sirloins are ready. I'm gonna start cooking my fried rice. Okay, so when you cook fried rice, you just gotta be a little bit quick about it. I took some oil from this that I was frying the pork, and I put it into to my wok here. I put about 4 tablespoons of oil, and I'm gonna get my wok hot because the first thing I'm gonna add are my eggs. And at this point, I want to be quick because I want to put my rice in. Because like I always say, every proper fried rice has to have a yellowish tinge. This rice here I have is jasmine rice that I cooked this morning. It's very, very important to use very good quality rice to make fried rice. Because if you don't, your rice will be too dry. And jasmine rice has a good quality of retaining moisture, even when you leave it out overnight. So jasmine rice is ideal for cooking fried rice. Just a little bit of soy sauce, about half a teaspoon of soy sauce for a taste. And then my green scallions. I'm gonna turn on my fire because it's done. That's it. I'm just gonna let the residual heat do the rest of the work. And there you go, egg fried rice. Okay, so now that everything is cooked, it's time to plate it up. So to make this really cute, what you gotta do is you take your serving plate and you take your bowl of rice, your fried rice, flip it over, and be careful not to burn yourself because it's very, very hot. You plop it down here, and then with my asbestos fingers, I'm gonna lift it up. Check that out. And then you, whoops, what am I doing? How should I put this? Like this. That's right, that's how I serve it here. It's my home, my style, is how I'm gonna serve it. There you go. This is my Din Tai Fung pork chop. Actually, it's a pork sirloin, but it's got all the flavors that you find at a Din Tai Fung restaurant. It's got Chinese 5-spice. So there you go. Try and make it. Enjoy it. And there you go. Check that out. Pretty cool, huh? This is my favorite piece of pork. Huh? Oh, that's a tasty piece of pork. Okay, folks. So if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. I'll be making more videos about once every week or so. So please do subscribe and do hit the bell notification button to be alerted about my upcoming videos. So again, thanks for watching, and I hope you can support my channel. Take care. Bye.